Do you know about the Great Gum War?
Mm-mm.
Well, get ready to have your hair blown back.
Ladies and gentlemen, to war!
FYI, Princess, I'm not going anywhere. I'm also staying.
This is a war I have to fight. We all have to.
Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees.
Hey guys, D-Man here, and as you just saw, that was the final episode of Adventure Time, a trailer for it at least. The link to the original video is in the description below. But this is my theory of what's going to happen in the final episode of Adventure Time. What's going to happen with the Gumball War? What's going to happen with Simon and Betty? I'm pretty sure this is going to be a movie-ish deal, because I heard this is going to be about 1 hour long, to be honest. I don't think there's any episodes before this, and I don't think there's any after this except for that Minecraft one, but that's beside the point. So this is a 1 hour long special final movie-ish deal, and it's really interesting to see. Really, really interesting to see. There's a few things that are brought up in this trailer. First off, BMO is telling it to somebody like it's a story. So that's something to consider. Is this going to be from a storybook perspective or not? I'm not sure. There are a few people there. There are Princess Bubblegum, Flame Princess, Marceline, Huntress Wizard, riding on Lady Rainicorn, which is pretty cool actually. The Nut King guy, I'm pretty sure Slime Princess was there. And of course, what's his name again? Unacceptable guy? Man, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot his name. Lemongrab, sorry. Lemongrab is also there. And I'm pretty sure there's a few other people there, maybe. And we already know the villains are there as well on the opposite side. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. Okay. So, another thing about this trailer is that basically Finn and Jake and Marceline say that they're going to stay here. I assume that Princess Bubblegum told them to leave because this isn't their war and this is her war, not theirs. Although it does affect everybody if he wins, obviously. And Finn and Jake are like, I'm going to stay here. Marceline's like, I'm going to stay here. Mostly, I don't know why Marceline would stay there, but I'm thinking it's due to her ex-boyfriend, and plus she is dating Princess Bubblegum, I'm pretty sure, so I think it's due to something like that. I don't know why she would ask Finn and Jake to leave, because she's asked Finn and Jake to do so much worse things, like fight the Lich, and fight against Maja and her tree beast, amongst other things that she's asked Finn and Jake to do. But yeah, in this specific war, she's just like, Finn and Jake, you have to leave. I assume that's what she says. We don't know for sure, but I assume that's what she says. That's just funny to me. It's just like, Finn and Jake and everybody, you guys leave, this is my war. And they're like, no, we're not going to leave. It's kind of funny just to think that she said that to Finn and Jake, the person that she literally asked to fight the Lich. Oh, that's just funny. But anyways, what do I think is going to happen in this upcoming war? Oof. In this upcoming episode, I guess. So obviously I think this is going to be a combined episode. It's going to have elements of the Ice King and Betty going back to normal. Also, it's going to have elements of the Candy Kingdom War. So much to talk about, so much. I don't know where even to get started, to be honest. Let's see. The first part of this thing, the first part of this movie, I'm going to call it, the Adventure Time movie, the final episode. The first part of it is going to be the Adventure Time War. And then I'm pretty sure Betty's going to pop up eventually sometime and maybe even take Finn away, because her plan definitely involves Finn in some way. Or maybe she's going to pop up and bring the frickin' evil god with her. I forgot his name, but here's a picture, obviously. Maybe she'll just pop up and that guy will be right behind her. That'd be pretty cool. So, what do I think is going to happen first? Yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry about that little cut, but let's get into the war. The Great Gumball War, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they called it, right? Or the Candy War, whatever you want to call it. I don't have much to say about this, but I do have some predictions. First off, I predict a lot of candy people death on both sides. I predict that the banana guards are going to die, and also the candy people. I don't know what he calls his candy people. I don't know what the uncle calls his candy people, but I assume they're both going to die and clash and probably die, or quote-unquote die, because I don't know if candy people can actually... I guess they can, but you know what I mean. They probably won't make it that graphic, but they might make it pretty graphic. So I think they're going to die. A lot of death and destruction. I was thinking that maybe Mahjong and the random tandem war elephant might make an appearance. I don't know if they will, but maybe he'll come to help Finn and Jake out. Most likely against the cake. Because I think the cake is going to beat the Gumball Guardians. Now, the Gumball Guardians are strong, but this thing is gigantic and mechanical. So it is strong and powerful. So I think it's going to take out the Gumball Guardians with some difficulty, but I do think it's going to take them out. So I was thinking maybe the Random Tandem War Elephant would come and help against it. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe something else will happen and he will... something else will happen. I don't know. What do I think is going to happen by the end? I think Gumball's forces are going to be defeated pretty much. Mostly because of the cake, the war cake. And her uncle's just going to be like, I'm winning and stuff, and there's going to be a final battle between her, Finn probably, and Fern. Probably the rest of the characters too. Or maybe they'll all just look on in shock, be like, oh no, like, oh, what's going to happen, sort of thing. And I saw 2 ways this should go, or 3 ways, actually. Or maybe more than 3, I guess. Lots of ways. I just keep on thinking about them. First way is, the Random Tandem War Elephant would take down the cake, because it's like a war elephant. It would take down the cake, and that would put them on an even playing field. Maybe that won't even happen, because I don't know if that's ever coming back. Which reminds me, we never got to finish that story, did we? That's kind of upsetting. That we never got to finish that Majin story. But anyways, besides that, I think that Finn could possibly stop him, somehow climb the cake, like with Jake's help, obviously. Maybe he'll grab PB and like say, give up your kingdom, and maybe she will, or maybe she'll be like, no way, and use some kind of technology that will defeat it, and defeat him in the process. And then I thought maybe Fern will turn good at the last second and do a Darth Vader. Sorry about that. And like do a Darth Vader and throw Uncle Gumball outside of the cake, essentially killing him because it's so tall. I was thinking maybe Fern will do something like that. That'd be kind of hilarious. Just do a Darth Vader and just be like, no. But yeah, I thought maybe that would happen. And then I thought, well, this is going to have to correlate to the Simon and Betty thing, where Betty's going to get Simon back, supposedly. At least I hope it is. I don't know if it will for sure. But I was thinking that maybe Betty will actually bring golb? The space god. You'll see a picture of him right there. Maybe she'll actually bring him to the land of Ooh, and then all hell will just release, and they'll all have to join forces. They'll all have to join forces and fight against it. And Finn will somehow be the key. I don't know how Finn will be the key, but all I know is that he's somehow the key to her plan. Okay, we're going to talk about that in just a little bit and see my opinions on that. Too many opinions to talk about right now. But after we talk about the villains, we're going to go right into what's going to happen to Simon and Betty. But let's talk about the villains first. Who's going to fight who, and what's going to happen between them. Small cut to get there. So, the villains of the episode. Who are they going to fight? How are they going to come into the story? Let's start off with Ricardo. Ricardo, I can see him fighting Princess Bubblegum, maybe even Marceline a little bit. I don't see him being much of a threat, though, so I think he's going to be taken up pretty swiftly. But definitely Princess Bubblegum or Marceline. Maybe Lemon Grab even? I'm not sure. But probably going to be taken out pretty quickly. Bandit Princess. I can see her fighting Finn. But then again, maybe Fern will turn on her because she did get him to be created, sort of thing. But I don't know what exactly is going to happen with Bandit Princess. She is going to be a foe to be reckoned with for at least the weaker people. But I can definitely see Finn taking her out. Maybe even Jake just saying you're not hurting Finn again, slapping her across the field or something like that. Or maybe if times get too tough, she'll be like, I ain't dealing with this crap, and she'll peace out because she is Bandit Princess and she's known to do that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with her, but there might be a confrontation between her and Finn. Although most likely, I think as soon as things get too hectic, she's just going to peace out. Next is Dog Lady. I forgot her name. This one I think is a little bit special because I think she'll end up fighting Jake or Lady, to be honest. Jake or Lady. And if she fights Lady, it's going to be this cat fight, and Jake's going to be like, no, don't fight, sort of thing. And she's probably going to be like, this is the person you choose to leave me for? How dare you? But it's going to be a really awkward situation between Lady, Jake, and her. Although I think something might happen. I think that she might actually fall in love with Jermaine or the puppies. I don't know if Jermaine's going to be there or the puppies, but I think she might fall in love with Jermaine or one of the puppies because they're also Jermaine's full dog and they're half dog. So maybe she'll fall in love with that, or maybe she'll fall in love with someone else on the battlefield. But at the end, I assume she's just going to accept her defeat. Maybe by Lady, most likely by Lady, she's going to accept her defeat. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with her, but probably not too long of a fight. Okay, so Hat Guy. I think Peppermint Butler's going to be back in this episode. Not a baby anymore. And he's going to fight Hat Guy. And maybe Hat Guy's going to have a few tricks up his sleeve, but Peppermint Butler, still Peppermint Butler, so maybe he'll win. Meow. I think Jake is going to have to take this one, because Meow mostly hates Jake. But maybe Jake and Finn. I don't know. I think she might be interesting to see fight, though. It might be something interesting to see. Or maybe someone else totally different will fight her, like Marceline. I don't know. Maybe Huntress Wizard. Who knows? But I assume Jake. Guy with sprinkles on his hat. I don't even know who this guy is. Or from what episode. Maybe, I don't know, Flame Princess, or Finn and Jake, or Cinnamon Bun, maybe? Because Cinnamon Bun's probably there if Flame Princess is there. Don't know who's going to fight him. I don't even know what he can do, but someone's going to fight him. Maybe Cinnamon Bun. I'm assuming Cinnamon Bun. Marceline's ex-boyfriend, Marceline, maybe even Princess Bubblegum, because, you know, he's going to be like, you took my girlfriend away, sort of thing. Maybe even Finn and Jake, because he might blame them for taking her away, because they did kind of stop him from having her back. So I can see him fighting Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, or Finn and Jake, but I don't see him being much of a threat. But he might be a threat because he is magic, but Simon punched him out in one hit, so I don't know. This guy, Armor Guy, I think he's just going to be there for comedic effect. Maybe take out a few people, but be pretty easy to take out. Probably Jake just punches him, or someone just punched him. He just dies, pretty much. He doesn't die, but he gets defeated because he can't even move in that armor, if I remember correctly. So he's probably going to be pretty easy to take out. Flame Guy. Okay, this guy's going to be difficult. And I thought of two candidates to fight this guy. Now, first I thought maybe Finn and Jake because he does hate them and he is their villain. But then I thought he is a wizard. So maybe Huntress Wizard, even though she's a grass wizard or a nature wizard, against a flame wizard. That might be something pretty awesome. Or Flame Princess. Or both at the same time. I don't know. Flame against flame or flame and grass against flame. It's going to be an epic fight with this guy because this guy's a danger, for sure. This guy's a danger. And then, of course, we have our last villain. Oh, sorry, not our last villain. Fern. I forgot he was there. So Fern is definitely, I think he's definitely going to be the last fight. And it's going to be him and Finn. Maybe a little bit of Jake, but mostly him and Finn. And I can see this going so many ways. This is going to be a conflict for a good minute, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to last. But it's definitely going to be something different, man. Finn and him are going to be fighting and just fighting. And it's just going to be something awesome. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But by the end, I either assume Finn is going to cut off his head with his enchanted sword, which will kill him for good. Or turn him back into good. I think probably turn him back into good because Fern seems like he has some plans of his own. Or maybe Fern will go off on his own and be like, I'm not evil, I'm not good, I'm my own person. And he finally can move on with himself being his own person. That would also be pretty interesting. But I don't know what's going to happen, man. It's going to be epic. All I know is it's going to be epic, or it better be epic. And the final, Ice King Gunther. Gunther, he is Morgulord, but he's not going to turn into Morgulord. So he's probably going to be just punching people and hurting them and stuff, but he probably fight for the good guys too because he likes the good guys. As Gunther, at least. And Ice King, I can see it going a few ways with Ice King. I see him getting distracted a lot, to be honest. I don't know if he'll fight anybody, to be honest. He might not fight anybody. He might just be like, oh, I don't really want to do that. And he might just get distracted. If he starts freezing stuff, Finn might yell at him or punch him in the face and be like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, oh, sorry, bro. And then he'll start fighting against the other side, sort of thing. He might switch halfway through. But I can also see a third possibility, that Betty's going to pop up. What she is, I assume, during sometime in this episode, or sometime in this movie, she's going to pop up sometime. And maybe she'll take Simon out of the equation and Finn. Or maybe he'll already be on the good side by that time. I'm not actually sure, but I definitely see Betty popping up eventually in this movie. The first half I see being the war. The second half I see being the Simon conclusion arc. Or maybe it's going to be all at once. And the Simon conclusion arc is going to be them fighting against the space god. I don't know though. I don't know. It's going to be epic, that's for sure. It's going to be epic. Anyways, let's see. Hey guys, just reminding to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Watch my other content too. Now back to the show. Okay, we're talking about the Betty and Ice King plot line in this new Adventure Time movie, as I like to call it. Oh boy, this is the one I've been looking forward to the most. The war is going to be epic, but this is going to be above epic. This is going to be something super interesting, and I cannot wait for it. And I do not know how it's going to play out, but here are a couple theories. So Betty and, of course, the King of Mars, or King Man as he calls himself now, are going to come to Ooh, or probably come to Ooh. And Finn is somehow going to be the key in all this. At least in my personal opinion, the way Betty was talking about him on that episode, on the Temple of Mars Temple, the way she was talking about Finn makes me think that Finn is the key in all this. I don't know how, but he's the key in my mind, at this point at least. So either in the middle or after the war, they're going to show up and they're either going to ask politely or perhaps even kidnap Finn and also Ice King. And maybe just leave everybody else behind. Or maybe take some people with them, like Marceline, perhaps. And a few others, but I'm not sure. But definitely Finn and Ice King. Perhaps even kidnap, as I was saying. Perhaps even kidnap. And it's gonna be something. Ooh, it's gonna be something. I do think Marceline's gonna have something to do with this episode. I mean, I guess she does already, but I think she's gonna have something to do with this portion of the episode. Probably trying to help get Simon back in some capacity. I don't know exactly what she's going to do, but she's probably going to help in some way. And I think the goal is she wants to get Simon back and also Margles. She doesn't really care about Margles, but she's just like, I'll help you get Margles back too if you help me get Simon back. So I think she's going to use a combination of magic and Mars technology to do something to Finn, most likely, to steal, I think his name is Golb. I'm just going to call him Red God guy from Sky. Golb, I guess. They're going to steal his power with Finn somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen, but they're trying to steal his power to get Margles and Simon back. Is this going to work out the way they think it is? Is Golb going to be a giant pushover? Probably not. Finn and I assume Fern might even be there. Plus Marceline, maybe Princess Bubblegum, probably Jake, maybe a few others. I don't know, Flame Princess, Lady Rainicorn, yeah. But they're going to be there. At least Finn is for sure. And they're going to have to fight Golb. I think his name is Golb. I hope I'm not saying it wrong. But they're going to have to fight him. Now, Finn has taken on a semi-god before in Morgulorg. He took on Morgulorg and won. Even though Morgulorg seemed to be pretty weak. But Golb seems to be on a whole other level sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how Finn fights Golb. I'm assuming his new sword's going to come into play here. But it's going to be damn interesting to see. There's another theory I had, like maybe all the candy war will stop to fight against Golb because Betty's crazy enough to bring Golb to Ooh because she is insane enough to do that. So maybe everybody will fight against Golb, which would be pretty interesting to see. Just to say, it'd be pretty interesting to see. Now I don't know exactly how this is going to end, but I do believe that it's going to end happily, at least to a certain extent. Maybe it will end with Simon going back to Simon and Betty and him are reunited. Although Betty still has a little bit of problems, but they can work that out because Betty's less insane than Ice King. And maybe Margles will even come back. But I think this might end in a sadder way, yet happy ending sort of thing, where Betty does something crazy. Ice King and King Man are there, and they get consumed by this power or this white light or something like that. They all get consumed, and they're all gone. Just Betty and Ice King and King Man, all gone. Perhaps even Finn will get consumed in this, and maybe it will be like the comet again, and he'll choose his normal life. But I think that they might get consumed by this energy that Betty tries to tap into. And then Marceline and Finn then will all be sad a little bit, but they'll be like, oh damn, like god damn it, sort of thing, like damn. And then we'll go back to Ooh. We'll switch back to Ooh somehow. I don't know how they're gonna get back to Ooh, but they'll get back to Ooh somehow. We'll switch back to there, and it will all just be them kind of just bummed out sort of thing, but moving on with their lives, because you gotta move on with your life. And then I think that we might get a little bit of a peek into, I would say it's like a dimension or maybe a world where this energy came from. I assume golb might explode into this energy, to be honest. But it will show us a world where Simon is back. He's with Betty, kind of like the end of the maze one, where Simon and Betty's head were just sitting there in the maze. Kind of like that one, but this time for real. Like this time they went to a different reality or something like that, but they're together for real. And so is King Man and Margles. They're also together for real again. And it'd be just kind of like this happy ending, but kind of sad because they would lose him at first, but then they would know, well, they're happy in a different place. That's cool. Maybe even a metaphor for heaven. I don't know. I just think something like that would be pretty cool if it happened. But then again, that's just a theory. That's just my thoughts on it. That's just what I think might happen. But I definitely think this second part of this episode is going to be so much epicer than the first part. And I think the first part is going to somehow lead into it. I don't know how exactly, but it's going to somehow lead into it. Maybe she'll just poof up and kidnap them, as I said. And everybody will be really shocked. Like, they'll all look and they'll be like, Finn, where are you, Finn? And even Jacob like, Finn. It might be really funny. It might be really funny. But it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome, that's for sure. I don't know if Betty will turn back into normal. Maybe she'll use the same power to turn her back into normal. Maybe she won't. But it's gonna be epic. That's all I know is what it's gonna be. Is epic. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be fighting against golb. They're gonna be fighting against them, and it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Other thoughts on it. I don't really have any other thoughts on it. I don't know exactly how it's gonna work or end or anything like that. But it's definitely interesting. I definitely want to see where it goes. But they're definitely gonna fight them. That's for sure. They're definitely gonna fight them. And it's gonna be sweet. That's about all, I guess. I do have one more thing that I thought about at the ending of this movie. Or two more things, actually. At the end of this movie, I'm calling it a movie, by the way. I think that there's going to be maybe a little bit of a touching romantic ending. A happy ending. As I said, Simon and Betty will be back together. King Man and Margles will be back together. I think that we might even see them hug and kiss, maybe. Maybe we'll see Marceline and Bubblegum hug and kiss. Maybe not that far, but maybe just hug and hold hands. I don't know. I don't know if the network would ever let them kiss or anything like that, but it'd be sweet if they did. Because it'd be adorable. And then we'll see Finn and Huntress Wizard, probably. Jake and Lady, and maybe even that warrior dog with Jermaine or one of the puppies. I don't know. Or maybe with someone totally different. I don't know. We'll see something like that, like a romantic ending. And we'll see Fern turning to a good leaf and actually leaving and doing his own thing. Like, we already saw him leave once, but he came back. But this time he's leaving, and he's just like, I'm going to discover my own path, sort of thing. And that'd be pretty interesting, too, to see. Hopefully this time he doesn't steal a motorcycle, but who knows. That'd be pretty sweet to see. And also, I think that we might see this whole story being a story from BMO telling somebody about it. As we saw and heard from the first, from the little trailer that I showed you at the first part, BMO is talking to somebody as if he's telling a story. So is this going to be from the perspective of BMO? Is all of Adventure Time going to be a storybook that BMO or the voice of BMO is like somebody's dad telling it to somebody? That would be pretty messed up to do, but maybe it is. Maybe all of Adventure Time is just a giant storybook. And maybe this is the last chapter of the storybook. That'd be pretty funny, though. That'd be pretty funny, I gotta admit. Probably piss a lot of people off, but be pretty funny. That's pretty much all I have to say on these theories, on these talk, on how the last episode's gonna end. And ooh boy, I hope it's gonna be good. I hope it's gonna be awesome. I don't really have any more thoughts on it. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but man, I don't know. Anyways, that's the end. Hope you liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace.
Stay safe, my friends. Peace.